Fifth topic. He's back.
Vanderlei, you are an immigrant from Brazil. I am a gangster from America. Are you sure you want to play that game with me? Listen, Vanderlei, I will do a home invasion on you. I will cut the power to your house, and the next thing you hear will be me climbing up your stairs in a pair of night vision goggles I bought in the back of Soldier of Fortune magazine. I'll pick the lock to the master room door, take a picture of you in bed with the Nogueira brothers working on your jiu-jitsu. I'll take said photograph, post it at www.dorksfrombrazil.com. Password, not required. Username, not required. That, Vanderlei, is how you threaten somebody. Dummy.
All right, that was Chael Sonnen talking trash on Vanderlei Silva. His penalty officially ran out. I think it was June 29th with California.
Yep.
The next day, he's featured in a video on UFC.com. That answers that question. He's back. UFC is embracing him with open arms, and I'm 99% behind it. I do think there are some people out there, though, who may have a case like, you know what? I don't know if you need to come in kicking down the door after what's gone down the last couple of years.
You know,
let's say a year.
Chael talked his way back into it. You know, and there's two types of fans, and we get this from pro wrestling. You have your baby faces and you have your heels. And it has been proven by the long reign of pro wrestling that the heels make all the money.
Yep.
They get all the fans, they get all the merchandise sales. Everyone loves the bad guy. Everyone's kind of okay with a good guy. Oh, look, that's a nice guy. But they love to hate a bad guy. Muhammad Ali took that style and made it famous. He says, I'm a brash talk, I'm a trash talk. He wants to be polarized when he comes out there and fight, just like Tito T did the same thing. Now, Tito says, I did it, to get people to pay attention before MMA was big. Now it's just, I just can't get away from it. Let's be honest. Everyone makes a lot of money if you trash talk. Chael Sonnen, by far and away, is the best one at trash talking. The problem is that the way he does it, it's not that you can't answer back. You don't really want to answer back because he's like, you were going to do a home invasion on me. You're going to climb the stairs and with night vision goggles. Well, you're not going to be able to get down the front door because my pit bull's going to chew your leg off. And then as he's chewing your leg and you're shooting on top of the head, I'm putting 3 bullets from my staircase and I'm going back to bed. Like it gets back and forth to stupidity. So the way he trash talks on you, he gets a lot more over people because no one can answer back on him.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you,
I also think it works. I do think it frustrates and annoys the crap out of his opponents.
Ride that train. UFC, ride that train. Because everybody's going to be tuning in and buying pay-per-views to watch this guy get his butt kicked, especially by a guy like Brian Stann. You're waiting for the Marine to come in there and kick your butt. You want to see it. You want to see an American hero take this guy out. But I think the way the trash talk's going to go on this one's going to be a lot more respectful than normal.
UFC 136 is where that card's or that fight's going to be placed. That's going to be in Houston. So it's going to be Brian Stann, who's on a hot streak right now. Iraqi vet, Marine, played football at Navy, golden child, really promotable, against Sonnen. And like you said, it probably is going to have to be different. But can Chael resist? What can he do to be a complete horse's ass? I don't know if he can.
It's going to have to be something like don't ask, don't tell. It's going to be something like, how many foxholes you've been in, what's going. It's going to have to be something like that. But you really can't pick on Stan because he's a straight arrow guy. It's like trying to pick on Nate Marquardt before this whole last scandal happened. He's such a nice guy, such a sweet guy. You can't really pick on him. Same thing with Stan. What are you going to do to him? You can't really pick on him without making yourself look bad. And the more that Chael does it, the more he's going to realize that I got to stop doing this kind of stuff.
It's going to be nuts when if he doesn't matter. He's going to get more fights. Say he beats Stan. He's in another major fight. Well, guess what, dude? Now you have provided a freaking library for real trash talkers to fire back at you. Now, I know you said it's difficult because he gets so silly, but now Chael's book has so much material, he's going to get slaughtered.
Yeah, he's going to get eaten up alive. Yeah, 100%. And he'd be someone standing toward, drug test, I want this guy drug tested, waving a big drug test sign when he's weighing in, and somebody, like they did to Barry Bonds, throwing needles at him when he's coming up. It's going to be a whole thing. And he did. He set himself up to get picked on, but that's the best guys. They set themselves up, and you're like, you're right, you got me. Move on to the next thing. Nothing they can do about it.
Well, you called it a long time ago. You said it matter-of-factly, and I think a lot of people got mad when you said it, that Anderson Silva can be beaten. And I don't think you ever used the word easily, but there's a definitive or a definite plan to do it. You got to take him down. And you would say he's easy to take down. If they meet up down the road, what does Silva do to beat him?
Backwards. Keep hitting backwards. The problem is that Silva's so good at motion, he tends to move only his upper body and never moves his feet. He's got to learn how to move backwards and throw those long, straight punches. And anytime he sees someone even try to dip his head below, throw an uppercut to the center or hit him with a flying knee. Yeah. The only way to keep a wrestler away from him is uppercuts and knees.
You know what's crazy about that fight, too, though? Is that
It's exciting.
Well, no, that was great. And the end was awesome. But Sonnen had Silva so screwed up that Chael was landing better punches.
Yeah.
I mean, he got beat up in the face because he was getting hit from the bottom.
Yep.
But Chael landed a bunch of left hands.
Chael jumped in on a left hand one time and hit Anderson so hard that the takedown that came right after wasn't really a takedown as much as it was I'm falling down to the ground because he lost his footing. He was trying to move his head backwards as he got smashed, and then his feet went, like I say, he doesn't move his feet, so his feet just went out from underneath him. It was great. It was great.
So what do you think happens with Stann and Chael? Can Stann stay off his back?
I don't think anybody against Chael can stay off their back, but you don't have to because he's such a sucker for a triangle and such a sucker for an armbar.
But that's the problem with Stann. He's not a submission guy from the bottom.
That's the problem with Stann is that now he's not a submission guy from the bottom. He has a hard time getting up from the bottom. He's a guy you can hold down relatively easily. So really, this is a great fight for Chael. He can also put the new Chael out there, not talk so much trash, and kind of show the more humbler himself. Not because he's going to do it forever, because he has to just for this one fight.
Last point on this. Did the UFC make a little bit of a mistake? Or are they making a statement? You know what? We are going to push back on some of you commissions. We don't like what's going on. And it's one thing for Dana White to say, hey, Chael got cheated. He wasn't, he's punished a little too harshly. But to go and say, you know what? Oh, okay, he's banned. We're going to Texas. So tough luck.
You know what?
Is that a positive or a negative? Like, do the fighters look at it and go, hey, why are you backing Sonnen? Or do other fighters go, you know what? We like if you stand up against some of the commissions, and maybe California is out of control.
You know what? I like the way Dana does it. He didn't stand up against Nevada. He didn't stand up against New Jersey. He stood up against California. And correct me if I'm wrong. When Sean Shirk got caught, it was in California, and he immediately came out. I was like, look, here. He went through the appeal process and proved that he didn't do it. And they still were like, here's your fine, here's your suspension. And Dana came out in Sean's defense and was like, hey, look, it's kind of screwed up. They try to get stuff worked out in California, so it's cool that you get someone as powerful as Dana White that runs such a big company and going, you know what? Look, screw you. You guys are out of control over here. We're going to go to a different place. And he didn't do it against the commissions everybody respects with Keith Kaiser here in Nevada, and forgive me, I forget the guy out in New Jersey.
Nick Lembo.
But he definitely went out after him and said, look, this is all I remember is Larry Hazard out there.
Yeah.
He went out there and said, look, this is what we're going to do. And the other commissions now are standing up and going, you know what? They are kind of out of control. And let's go ahead and try to back this guy and see what's going on. And hopefully Chael comes out of it okay. The UFC comes out of it okay. I mean, they'll come out of it okay regardless, but that like this whole media thing that comes through and it pushes through and makes for a great fight. I like it. I like it a lot.
He's great for the sport. He's great for the promotion because he generally delivers with good efforts in the cage, and the freaking pre-fight hype is sick. And then in between fights, he's brilliant. He really is. He's a weird guy, and he actually there's another part of him where he can't turn the character off, and that's why he got in trouble in large part.
Yeah, it's not a character. That's not a character. That's the problem. That's him.
Yeah.
He didn't do the Muhammad Ali theory and create a character for camera. He's somebody else behind the scenes. He used his God-given talent to be this guy that everyone thought was crazy and weird in high school, and that's what he uses.
All right. Dial it down. Dial down your regular character. That's all.
Hey, what do you think?
When you go to a court of law, you can't be loudmouth Trigg TV guy or Cofield radio screaming guy. You got to swallow your pride a little bit.
What do you think I do every time I'm in front of a mic? I mean, I got to tone it down by 15 notches because I am super hyperactive and off the chart with my mouth. Like, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, you got to tone it down. You want to work in this world. You want to work in this business. Sometimes you got to tone it down. He needs to learn that lesson.
Frank Trigg, Steve Cofield, Reynolds is here. It's the MMA Insiders, brought to you by our pals over at the Las Vegas Fight Shop, Miracle Mile, and also Fashion Show. They'll have more of those fighter meet and greets, superstars of MMA meet and greets before the August 6th card in Philly, and also the Rio card in late August. It's the Las Vegas Fight Shop where you can get all your UFC 132 walkout T-shirts and just about every brand you've ever heard of in the world of MMA. Around the corner, we're going to talk to Joe Warren, Melvin Gillard as we roll on the MMA Insiders.
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1100 and 98.9 FM.